Good morning, SEC. What a damn weekend of college football, man. And we're going to cover so much great stuff that came from it, so much dumb stuff that came from it. I appreciate all the cousins tagging me. We're going to talk about who stocks up, who stocks down, because I feel like going in, we had anticipated certain teams to being great, certain teams to being bad, and I feel like there was a lot of surprise. So we're going to reevaluate that. So do we buy, do we sell? That and much, much more on this episode of That SEC Hangover. Good morning. Oh, as the cousins pile in, we're going to remind everybody who keeps the light on. My bookie. Right now, promo code SEC. If you make a deposit and a bet, your first bet is basically a safe bet. And what I mean by that is if you put $100 on Team A and Team A loses, you get that $100 back. So jump on over to my bookie right now. Take advantage of that. Also, take advantage of this Tennessee Legend Distillery. If you're at the Tennessee locations, you can go to Sevierville. You can go to Nashville. You can pick up some Legends. If you're not, you can go to your local package store. Tell them that, hey, you got to get this stuff on the shelf, and they will send that out to you. If you are at one of the stores and you mention you're a cousin, you'll get additional discount and a gift. Look here, I've got me a nice little Tennessee Legend koozie I'm using today. So help the show out, help yourself out. Get down there to Tennessee Legend. Oh my goodness, we got so much to get into, don't we? I mean, what a damn week. We've got some disappointments. I see the cousins are piling in a little late. You probably didn't think I was going to make it. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to make it. This truly is a hangover show today. I hope everybody's enjoying the holiday. Let's see. Let's get some cousins in here. Go Vols. Good morning, Cuzzo. Can I put 100 risk-free? Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to Kentucky here in a minute. We buying stock in Kentucky right now. You know, football's back. There's like telltale signs that college football's back, mainly on my Twitter feed, especially when I start seeing these. Oh, baby, we got fights. We got fights. Here's a Clemson fight. You can always tell. You can always tell. And we got some oh my gosh. This one here, one of my favorite episodes. Well, let's do word of the day. I think this is important. John Summerall, future coach of either Kentucky or maybe Alabama now, will be joining the SEC before you know it. Fantastic guy. You know, he's down here at Tulane. He wanted to wear jerseys to commemorate a team for Katrina, and Northwestern denied those. So what does he do? He comes out here and he kicks their ass, but had some comments after the day. So we're going to do the word.
And now it's time for the word of the day.
Word of the day is veneration. It's a noun. The feeling of a person who venerates, a feeling of awe, respect, and reverence. I have nothing but respect for this guy. Here's the comments. And listen, Northwestern denied him. So what does he do? Like I said, he comes out here and kicks some ass. That's my kind of coach.
You know, we wore the green helmets today for the 20th anniversary of Katrina. I'm going to say one thing. I'm not trying to take a shot, but we requested to wear white jerseys because that's what that team wore. It got denied by the other team. That's their prerogative. But when you show disrespect to the city of New Orleans, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to run into a team like this. They had a chip on their shoulder because I wanted them to wear the same exact uniform that team wore 20 years ago. Request got denied. We might have used that for a little bit of motivation to represent the city. So don't disrespect New Orleans ever. With that, open up to questions.
Oh, veneration. What a good word. Perfect word, right? And perfect, speaking of perfect, VFL Smokey up in here. I appreciate you, cuz, gifting a membership to Indy Rye. Indy, welcome to the family, courtesy of our Vol VFL Smokey. Come on now. Let's see. What else we got going on? What else do we got brewing here? Let me jump off the comment section here for a second because I've got so much media. Let's get to studs and duds this weekend. Plenty of choices for studs and duds, but we're going to start off in Atlanta where Lenore Sellers, big game for them Gamecocks, right? Slow start, great finish. But the story of the day was the Beamers, right? It was Frank Beamer. It was Shane Beamer. It was a wonderful story, and I thought a fitting ending was Lenore Sellers looking for Frank to give him the game ball. Now, for every stud, we got to have some duds, right? Well, oh, shit. Let me give you one more good stud. This one here, Lee Corso, obviously had his last show, and it was an emotional pick for him. It was an emotional pick for the fans because he was back where he originally selected Ohio State Buckeyes. But I thought what was very impressive, and a shout-out to Lee one last time, Lee Corso's college game day picks were 100% correct. Talk about a walk-off, huh? He picked Tennessee, he picked Florida State, he picked South Carolina, Miami, LSU, and Ohio State. A lot of people gave him shit. Lee did not care. In fact, one of the funny comments about this, one of the fans out there, they spoke too soon. Let me see if I can find it here. Somebody made the comment about Lee. I'll get to it here in a minute, but talking about the Florida State pick, telling me it was wrong, and one of the readers replied, so many readers replied, not so fast, my friend, and I thought that was hilarious. All right, duds. It's been a while. It's been a while since we talked about Auburn Baylor, but let's don't forget that game happened, and so did this travesty on the sideline. What the hell is going on down there in Texas? Not only get their ass kicked, but you got that on the sideline. Speaking of getting ass kicked, Alabama totally did. One of the videos that was floating around was Bray Hubbard giving less than 100% effort. This week's dud comes from Tuscaloosa, Bray Hubbard. Unbelievable. How the hell does that make it on Alabama's roster? Part of the problem they're having. Another dud this week. Dabo got that ass handed to him. Come on. Couple of funny Dabo videos. Let's roll with those. Somebody commented, this is Dabo running down the hill. To be fair, this is me running down that same damn hill. And last but not least on videos, we got Bama fan spotted. Biggest highlight of the game. All right. Enough fun. Let's jump into this. Let's talk stocks, right? I feel like after these games, there were several teams, man. Several teams I was hurt by. I was sold that this was going to be a great team. I was sold that this is going to be a team that's on the rebound, and it totally failed us. But not all of them did, right? In fact, our first team I'm going to talk about, the Florida Gators. I'm buying. I am absolutely buying. Why am I buying? You're saying because they played a shit team, right? The Sharks, never heard of them before in my life. I'm buying because there's talent on this roster besides DJ Lagway, but more importantly, we have DJ Lagway, right? I think that was my biggest concern was the speculation that what if he can't make a full season? And I tell you what, man, if DJ's out there, until he's out there, I'm buying all the stock with the Florida Gators right now. Not the only team I'm buying stock in right now. Give me Tennessee Vols. Tough football game, right? This is one of the tougher games that was supposed to be on paper. Man, Vols are going to struggle. They're going to take a step back. They're not going to make the playoffs. How can they make the playoffs? They don't even have a quarterback. Well, Heupel pulled off the trade of the decade, right? Get rid of Nico. That's another dud I probably should have put on the list. Got his ass handed to him over at UCLA. We get a guy named Aguilar, comes in town. Not only does he cost less money, but he's a better quarterback, right? Very serviceable, downfield presence, athletic, not afraid to run the football. Tennessee took 5 steps forward on offense compared to last year. Now you're saying, why aren't there 3 arrows, Shane? Because 3 arrows is the max, right? The defense. I'm a little worried about the depth on the defensive front. We had some injuries. There's a few other things that are floating around, but I feel really good about the Tennessee Vols right now. And if you don't, then you didn't watch the damn football game. Vols are back, baby. You know who's not back? Nico. Oh, my gosh. What a jersey spotted on the sidelines. Kentucky, sail. Golly. Shane, they got to win, right? This, by far, was the ugliest win of the day. Don't get me wrong. I want nothing but the best for them Kentucky Wildcats. But, boy, we have got a long damn year, right? I mean, yes, again, I go back to win. A win's a win, and I feel that's important, because there was a lot of people that were saying Kentucky's not going to win week 1. They did. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. I think Calzada had 60 yards passing in this thing. We had we had some rushing, but it was kind of skewed by one long run. It was ugly. Defense looked good. I feel like defense is always going to be stingy over there. They got a big matchup. I may be wrong. You got a chance to prove me wrong when you play Ole Miss this week. But right now, I am absolutely selling all the Kentucky stock. Right. Let's see here. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the donation, Gunner. Let's go over here to the next one. I'm not selling these guys. I'm buying it up. Give me South Carolina. Again, you're saying, Shane, did you not watch the second and third quarter? Yes, I did. But I also watched the first and fourth. And I saw what this team can be. An elite defense led by a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, if these boys learn how to catch the football, I probably would have had 3 arrows on there. Soul looked good. Team looked good. They rallied. This was such a big win for South Carolina. But the reason I like it wasn't a cupcake win. Virginia Tech's a good football team. They're going to win a lot of football games this year. And I feel like this was a true test for South Carolina. It was a big win for the Southeastern Conference. Lenore Sellers did not miss a beat. And like I said, if Nick, he had a couple plays in this game, but if that chemistry gets perfect, gets completely dialed in, damn, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Another tough team to beat. Yeah, I'm buying stock in Arkansas. What? We've been shitting on Arkansas for 12 months, right? No, I don't think you've seen Taylor Green. You want to talk about a quarterback that was dialed in? That was Taylor Green, man, and they looked phenomenal. Wide receivers popping. I felt like this defense was better than expected. Kind of the storyline I was telling you that we were going to have on this day, and it came to fruition. What a big word, right? Now, there was a funny thing that popped out of Arkansas. Congratulations on the divorce, Grant. Plenty more fish in the sea. So I don't know if Grant story, I don't know. Hell, he's probably in the comment section. Just congratulations on that. Sounds like she was a bad deal for you, but you know it's a good deal. Buying on them Razorbacks right now. Oh, who we selling? This is the biggest sale. The biggest damn disappointment. Alabama. Sale, 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 sale. If there could be 5 arrows, I'd put it on there. Why? Did Texas lose? Yes. Did some of these teams that maybe we had high expectations have a rough start? Absolutely. There was a lot of downs. I'm not going to act like it wasn't, you know. And one of the things I think about when we're talking about this year in particular, it was a theme, right? There was a lot of sluggish, a lot of missed tackles, a lot of penalties. It's the start of the year. They're not doing contact anymore in practice. This, for me, is a scrim. It's a glorified scrimmage. It is a preseason game. And there's some teams I feel good about, but there's others, like this one here, that you should not own any stock. I'm not saying they go 2-10 like Florida State did last year, but, brother, there was some big give up. There was a lot of give up on this roster. It felt eerily similar to the Vanderbilt game last year when they're fighting each other. I showed you who's the dud this week. It wasn't just him. That's the culture that's created in that locker room. And yeah, do they got some stars that this guy brought in a damn stuffed animal at the start of the game, you know? When I was you go back 10, 15 years from now, this was the most dominant program in the freaking country. That was the culture that Nick Saban created, and everyone was afraid of that Alabama Crimson Tide team. Nobody's afraid now. In fact, we got a lot of funny shit coming out after this game. Here's some of my favorite comments. This is JFK. If Arch Manning was this is the Texas one. My bad. Well, I'm going to show it anyway. Bruce Pearl posted the Gus Bus. Thank you, Blue Nation, for sending me that. Here's another Bama. Look here. Jesus. Oh, my gosh. And if you're listening, Cracker Barrel, the old logo, Nick Saban, new logo, Kalen DeBoer. Oh, my gosh. If FSU, Florida State fans need to stop making bets. But this guy, Mob Knoll, if Florida State beats Alabama, I'll do whatever's the most liked comment. The most liked comment? Let a homeless man get you pregnant. So, track that guy down. Bama, Dad's talking to Nick Saban played again. Is the sky falling? It's like that Chicken Little. Yes, it is. I'm afraid it is. And Bama's going to have some games that they can turn it around. They're going to have some games that they can kind of grow and build from. But, you know, Kalen DeBoer came out after this game, and it was the most emotion I've ever heard from him. He's usually low. He's usually boring. I felt the urgency in this conversation. I felt the disappointment. I felt his back's against the wall. So I feel like there's going to be a come to Jesus meeting down there in Tuscaloosa, and maybe he gets this thing turned around. But right now, nah, I'm selling that shit. I'm buying Mizzou, though. Come on, man. We got us a quarterback. We didn't know if Bo was the dude. We didn't know if Hardy was the dude. We hoped he was, right? Oh, shame, but they played Arkansas School of the Blind. What are you doing? You know, here's what I'm doing. This is the opposite of Alabama. Here's a team that started off sluggish, right? Offensive line looked bad. Defensive backs looked bad. Couldn't get Hardy going. Bo looked good throughout the whole damn thing, right? Move forward, second quarter, third quarter. You know what I saw? I saw improvement. I saw a team getting better through that football game. If they're going to get better through one game, they're going to get better through 12 games. Mizzou has an easy road. I shouldn't say easy, but I will say this. Power Mizzou posted, moving forward, I think there's only one game that they are not more than 50% favors to win. So take that for what you want. I'm buying. Absolutely buying this one. Got a big game this week. Cannot take their foot off the gas. If you can buy some stock in Mizzou, do it right now. Another team I'm buying a little bit, right? I think I was a little disappointed. This is one of the teams that kind of disappointed me a little bit. Yes, did John Mateer look as advertised? Absolutely. Threw for 5,000 yards, very efficient, ran the ball well. Thing I'm most buying here is the defense didn't miss a step, right? I'm a little concerned with the offensive line still. I'm a little concerned with the running game. The fact that you cannot run against Illinois State was a little disheartening, but there were some flashes, okay? So I'm not panicking. I'm not holding. I'm still buying. I want to be clear here. I'm buying stock in Oklahoma, but we got some work to do, man. We got some absolute work to do. We got to gel this football team. Probably a stock that I'm not so excited about is Ole Miss. I know. There's a lot of Lane Kiffin lovers in the comment section. They'd love to see him just keep winning football games. He's so funny, right? He's so funny in his comments and his trolling online. But truth be told, he's playing pickleball 3 hours prior to kickoff. Oh, I do appreciate that. I mean, don't get me wrong. The quarterback situation, that's my biggest concern. Austin looked good at times, looked bad at times. I mean, it was like very streaky. I do love the defense. The defense had they were phenomenal. They did not miss a beat. So maybe I'm not completely getting ready. This is probably more close to hold than sell, but I didn't want to punk out here. I just feel like they got a long road ahead of them. Big game this week with Kentucky. Obviously, they got them last year, but we're going to need some quick growth here. We're going to have somebody's going to tag that one. Oh man! Speaking of good, let's talk Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, I'm buying them dogs. Whooped up on Marshall, looked good. Gunner looked good. He had a couple of bad, and I feel like he's one of those guys that just gets critiqued all the time, just because he's on a program that's potentially going to win the SEC. But I will say defense looked good. Branch, oh my God. I wish he would have came to Tennessee. That Zachariah Branch is an absolute freak. And if there's any bets, you want to talk about a Heisman candidate, there he is right there. Gunner did just enough too. Gunner's athletic. I didn't realize how fast he was. Offensive line looked better. Still a little upset about the running game. Can't get it going against Marshall. Who else you going to run against? But I think Kirby's got him a hell of a football team, and a lot of people weren't talking about him. He wasn't the fun conversation this offseason, but by God, that's a logo that you need to fear when they come to town. A team you can't really fear is Mississippi State. I know. I like Lebby. I love Mississippi State fans. I think they are the most diehard fans in the world, right? I mean, when you could keep going through shitty coaches, non-success, and you still show up, you're all right in my book. And I feel like you're deserved. I wish John Summerall would come prepare, because he'd get that shit turned around. But Lebby, I need to be patient. I know, right? I'm not giving him enough time. How can you give Billy Napier 8 years, but you can only give Jeff Lebby, 1.5? So I feel like we got to give him some more time, but we're going to be in trouble a lot of games unless this offense just really shapes up, because the defense sure shit ain't going to do it. I thought this was going to be an explosive game. The first drive looked good, but after that, it was kind of pitter-putter. Little worried, but I'm not worried about this team. You notice where I'm at, right? I'm here at Death Valley, baby Death Valley Junior, because the real Death Valley's down in LSU. Come on, baby, let's buy some stock in them Tigers. These guys, absolutely, they're my favorites. I just told you Georgia could win it. No, this team right now, if I'm doing a power rankings like Mike did, he was correct. This is the number one team in the country right now. Not only did your quarterback look great, but more importantly, that defense. The defense that's been a thorn in your side came together, man. And it was so good seeing Perkins running around and creating havoc. This was everything I wanted it to be. Man, it was phenomenal. Defense was locked down, but you got an offense with Durham coming around, wide receivers. I feel like Garrett and the receivers are just a little off, right? Just felt they went against a good team, right? I feel like Clemson going to be back in. In fact, Klubnik after the game says, you know what? We're going to be back. I hope to God you are, so we can whoop your ass again. Give me LSU. Give me all the stock you got with them LSU Tigers. Now, Texas lost, Shane. Why you got an arrow up, huh? You're such a homer. Why Texas just keeps winning, right? Listen, knee-jerk reaction. Here's some knee-jerk reaction. Peyton at home watching Arch. My nephew running things, not in this life. Arch Manning when he isn't playing Louisiana Moreau. Arch Manning trying to read defense. LSU, our Arch Manning Stadium Pulse. Here's that comment, and I apologize it got lost in here, but Mike Husker, Mike, I got to point this out because this is freaking great. Stud, remember I was telling you he's going to Lee Corso. Posted, ending his professional career with the worst take of his career, and this is after he picked Florida State, his home team, to beat Alabama. And then the readers added context down at the bottom. You can see, not so fast, my friend. Oh, back to Texas. All right. Yes, they did lose Ohio State. But think about this. The caravan got together. They drove to Columbus, Ohio. They played the reigning national champs on their turf, 11 a.m. Central Time, right? 12 Eastern. And they put up a damn fight. And I know it wasn't pretty because we expected Arch Manning to throw for 5 touchdowns. We expected Texas to just steamroll these boys. That's the expectations we had on an Arch Manning-led team. But I also did see 2 red zone that resulted in 0 points. I did see a defense that, say what you want, whoop some ass, all right? Kept them in the football game the entire time. They had opportunities to not only keep this thing close, but win this damn game. For me, the reason that there's not more arrows here is because, first off, they started really high. But second off, I'm a little worried about Steve Sarkisian. Say what you want. They make a joke that he's not a big game coach. And to be honest with you, I've not seen the big game coaching. I saw a team that was afraid in the first half, right? They were just trying not to make mistakes for some freaking reason. But when their backs got against the wall and they had to get some points, they let Arch Manning do his thing. This team has got 3 cupcakes coming up. We will be week 4, week 5 going into this thing thinking Texas is still a front runner for the college football playoffs. No doubt in my mind they're going to be in it. So, yes, is it fun to make fun of Texas right now? Absolutely. And you should, all right? I'm not letting Texas off the hook. By God, you need to make fun of them. You need to bring them back down to earth. They need to eat a little bit of that humble pie. Why? Because if this team is going to do anything this year, they have got to grow. They have got to get better, and that starts with the coach, not just Arch Manning. I know he's the scapegoat sometimes. Speaking of scapegoat, Oklahoma couldn't wait to get rid of this guy, but I tell you what, Auburn is so tickled pink to have them. Bye-bye, Auburn, right now. Shane, what are you doing? Most impressive win this week went to Auburn Tigers, beating up on them Baylor Bears. You remember them goofy dancers I just showed you? That's them. Now, was it close at times? Absolutely. Was it a flawless football game? No, it wasn't. But I absolutely think that this is a football team on the rise. And I cannot wait for Mike to eat his words when these Tigers start winning more games. They got I'm not saying an easy road, but I felt like this game was so important for them because the toughest road is the next 4 to 5 games. And this is a team that needed to hit out of the gates as soon as possible. Oh, man. He looked good. Jackson looked good. Buy his stock. I'm selling A&M, though. Shane, why are you hating on A&M? I don't hate A&M. I don't. But you can't. I told you, going into this game, there should be 3 100-yard rushers against UTSA. But Shane, the Roadrunners are so, shut the hell up. I don't care how nice they are over in San Antonio. This is a team that came to this is a team that should have gotten destroyed. Now, was there some pretty, Concepcion, say what you want, look good, right? I think these transfer receivers are phenomenal. There was growth. Marcel Reed, up and down, but a lot of quarterbacks are week 1. Not going to panic on that one. I feel like, though, when you have an elite offensive line, this isn't just some shit offensive line. This is an elite offensive line. You've got elite running backs. You got probably the most mobile quarterback in the country, and you cannot get rushing yards. That's scary, especially against UTSA. So I'm not totally panicking. Notice you only see one arrow here, but I am a little worried about the Aggies moving forward. You know who I'm not worried about? Last but not least, and I probably shouldn't have done this because Vanderbilt played well. Shane, they played Charleston. Who gives a shit? Yes, I get that. But there were some plays. If you actually watch this football game, Pavia looked phenomenal. I mean, Pavia looked just – this team is going to give every team on their schedule a fit. And as long as Pavia stays healthy, they got an opportunity to win. And so I know a lot of people think it was a one-hit wonder, myself included, not going to lie. I'm buying all the Vanderbilt stock I can get. I mean, ask his brothers. They apparently made the police. I don't know what happened, but apparently some family members got in a little trouble after the game. But I did have some phone calls, and I apologize. We're not going to be able to get to that one. But I do want to get to some of the comments before I jump off here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's see here. Let's get down here. I apologize if I missed you. Shane, please remember to share your LSU receipts to Cuz. Absolutely. Yeah, I am going to be ribbing him the entire time because – you know, he was out on the Tigers, all 3 of the Tigers in this Southeastern Conference. Mike has been down on, and who did he think it was? Alabama. Let's put the Alabama. They're back. They're going to win the SEC. Come on. There's a reason he's not on the morning show because I can't pick on him. Jack Hogan, does Summerall allow DoorDash at 1 a.m.? I don't know. Play the clip of BK getting ran over. I'm sorry, I don't have that one. There's so many. I had so many. In fact, I was at my limit for the videos here. So, and it's so stupid. I can't show the video with audio because if I do, it gets pulled down. And so I apologize. Some of those didn't have. Week 1 overreaction. I love it. It's back. You are correct. Cheers to the cousins. Gig 'em. That's what we do. That's exactly what we do. After week 1, we know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to know who's who. We're going to know, and we're probably wrong. You know, I guarantee I'm wrong. I mean, I wasn't wrong with my picks this week. I freaking nailed those. But yeah, if you guys, let's see. Yeah, Liquid Flames. Shane, your arrow in the Texas graphic is upside down. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Emily, you're welcome. Thank you. We're going to War Damn Eagle. You know, good ball. Let's see here. Keep pumping Arch and hating Ags. I don't hate the Ags. Honestly, if you were betting on one of those football teams right now, even though one won and one didn't, what would the score have been if Texas played UTSA? What would have been the score if Texas A&M would have played Ohio State? That's the way I look at it. And I feel like A&M would have lost by more, and I would have felt like Texas would have won by more. That's just how I feel right now. In fact, we wouldn't be bitching about Texas if they started out with a team like UTSA because we'd say, hey, Arch is exactly who we thought he was. No, this was a big game for them. Appreciate you, Chase. Yeah, hit that like button. Probably should do that before I start pissing off half the fan bases. But hey, who cares, right? You know, we got 11 more games. We got 11 more weekends. I hope you had a wonderful, hopefully you're off today. Clearly I'm not. My boss is an asshole, but anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. I will see you Wednesday. Smart guy tonight. So it'll be a little bit early. They're going to tune in a little bit early because Steven's got to do the UNC game. Old Papal, it's probably his last one. I don't know how many football games old Belichick's got in him. So be sure to watch that in case it's his final one. But hey, love you guys. Have a great day. See you now. See you now. What the fuck? I'm so stupid. And I can't even end the thing. All right. Seriously.
Hey, buddy, this beer's for you, Mike, and Cousin Shane. That SEC podcast loves the Pirate, and the Pirate loves that SEC podcast. Hail State.